It's taking up a whole screen, don't I? Hello, Rand. Hello, Anissa. Restream changed? Jeez. I've been gone a day and everything changes. That's weird. It's really weird. How are you both doing? Ah, hello Beast Mode. How are you doing as well? I'm gonna get equipped and then just triggerfish, because it's in turf, so I'm doing turf. My day's been pretty good. In kind of an awkward position, because I've kind of changed my setup a little bit. Instead of sitting at the bottom of my bed with, like a little brown end table as my desk, I now have a table here, like a folding table, and like a dinner table chair, but there isn't quite enough room, which makes this kind of awkward. But it's fine. I can work with awkwardness. Also, because of how the table is, you might hear a little more, like, well, table shuffling than before. I listen to music on YouTube. I am doing rather well, aside from being a little cramped. It's gonna take a couple streams for me to work out exactly how I'm gonna have everything set up for these. I'm starting with Splatoon with my new setup here because, well, it tells me if I need anything moved or if I need to just, like, move to my bed to stream. Which I am fine doing. I can see my TV fine from my bed. It's just my computer monitor I can't quite see right from my bed. It's a little too high up. And I kind of want to use the heavy splatling a bit, but I want to have one round with the heavy splatling on Triggerfish, and then Shore. So hello, Stretchy Boy. And I think I've already said it, but my day's been pretty good. Oh, jeez. I don't like small private battles, so if we get enough people, I'll set up a lobby, but it's my general, like, thing, is I don't like doing small private battles. I do like private battles, I just don't like small ones, because I don't find they're very interesting for people to watch. I'm clearly wrong on this because of just how many other streamers do small private battles, but I'm just not a fan of it myself. Ow. There are so many dualies on that enemy team. I tend to, like, if we can get a reliable 3v3 that won't, like, quickly turn into a 2v2 with a spectator, then I'm fine with it. No, I don't know why I booyah'd, but I did. I think that brush is lagging. Hello, AI. I've had through other people, I have learned your name is Alien, but I'm still just gonna call you AI. It seems like, though, like, even though, like, Rand, you and I don't seem to like anything smaller than a 3v3, it seems like a lot of the Splatoon community like 1v1s, and I don't get it. Fair enough there, AI. This is the first stream I've done in a day or two. I still can't see them as terribly fun. I can see them as like a test of skill, like a I'm gonna prove I'm better than you kind of thing. But wouldn't that be better to do if you could be like, hey, I'm better than you with randomly changing teammates? This was like my go-to weapon in the first game for Triggerfish. Oh jeez. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Or not. Ow. Ow. I mean, she just kind of vanished. She tends to appear and vanish occasionally. Also, what type of capture card are you getting there, AI? Ow. Ow, I should really have been paying attention to what I was doing. They deserved that kill. I am so, like, rusty, bro. It's not exactly helping matters much that my right stick is still messed up. I just accidentally dropped part of this on the side. Like the Dracon's onto my table. Oh jeez. That is not a capture card I've heard of, AI. Hope it works well for you. But okay, it was Kensa Jr. I think Beast Mode wanted me to use. I've had my one game. I shall go to Kensa Jr. and feel useless because it's the Kensa Jr. Shooters, Kensa Jr. My first Booyah Bomb, nobody booyah'd back. And like, I don't understand why people wouldn't booyah back for a Booyah Bomb. Like, you legitimately gain special for that. Like, it benefits you to booyah. Alright, Rand, have a good night. I will keep booyahing every little while until one of them booyahs. There we go, one of them booyahs. Ow. Probably shouldn't have went down there. Ow. Welcome back, Beast Mode. Ow. Digimon or Pokemon? I'd honestly have to say Pokemon. I've tried to get into Digimon, but it always seems so needlessly complicated to me. Like, I've never really understood why they have so many evolutions to everything. And why it would be made in such a way where, you know, if it makes any sense, why biggest wouldn't be best. Oh, jeez. Away with you, Stamp! I do not want this! Ow. My opinions when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm not exactly hyped. I want to be hyped, but... When the more or less experimental X and Y had more features than... and more Pokemon than they've said that Sword and Shield will have. And the fact that Game Freak has basically come out and said, yeah, we have our, like, B team working on this. It's not got me very excited. I honestly kind of hope that Town fails, purely to show them that they shouldn't have moved their ace developers onto something like that. Yes, you have joined, Anissa. You get to kick my butt because I'm still using this junior. I don't know why I'm still using it, but I'm still using it! Oh god, it's Triggerfish with the junior. Just need to awkwardly straddle my table here, and there we go. I'm actually in a semi-comfortable position now. Oh, we're on the same team. See, I won't get murdered. Well, murdered by Anissa, that is. Oh, jeez. Ow. Did, however, get shot by Jolie? Jolly? Jolie. I'm gonna say Jolie. Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna be probably a good game. Like, that's something we can still basically count on. Because it is pretty hard to make a bad Pokemon game. Problems come in that it's definitely not gonna be the best Pokemon game that it could have been. I mean, I have hopes that Nintendo will have looked at all this backlash and it basically told Game Freak, no, you're going to add in all of the Pokemon. Whether you do it now or as updates down the road, you're gonna do it. Because there is a decent chance that that's what Nintendo will do. They have the final say. Did I actually get a kill with a torpedo? Wow. I might actually stream a Digimon game at some point, though. There's one on the DS that's not bad. It kind of took the Pokemon route of having, like, 2 versions. Ow. I didn't mind Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. They felt relatively solid. I was just kind of disappointed there weren't many new Pokemon. Because I'm more of a competitive player than anything else. So I'm more interested in new Pokemon and having all of the Pokemon to use. And we somehow won that. That does not look like a win to me, but I'll take it. And I really need to stop using the Junior. I mean, I honestly don't think it would take up all that much space. I have I have basically an animated... I have a GIF and a model for every Pokemon up to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire on my computer. And that takes up less than a gig of space. So I honestly don't think it's a space issue, it's a laziness issue. My favorite will probably always be Emerald, because it was my first that I actually beat. My first actual game was Yellow, but I didn't actually beat it myself. I was like 2. Like, I am only slightly older. I think I'm older than the Pokemon series itself. Like, But I mean, I did quite like X and Y. I'm actually been replaying X and Y. I basically transferred all of my Pokemon off to, off to Oras, and just basically restarted it. Yeah, I get that, but I could easily just go and download all the sound files too, and then I've got basically everything. Because with the models I have downloaded, it came with all the textures. It was a data rip. Like, I have everything, except for, like, the sounds. Because I was making sure everything was there, because Robotic really wanted to try modeling, like, animating with some of the Pokemon. So I went and downloaded an archive of, well, the Pokemon. I just needed to make sure everything was actually there, so I extracted it all. I'm just not one for deleting things. Once something's on my computer, it is probably there for good. Ow. How did that splat me? That person's not it's not squid partying, Anissa. They were sea bagging. The Squiffer. And yet, Dynamax was clearly just a thing. Like, Megas removed for Dynamax was clearly a thing just because of, well, Dynamax being on a turn-based system and Megas being until the Pokemon faints. I am very suspect of this Danae person. Like, I've heard some hacks can make it so you're basically one-shotting people. And, like, my Splat, well out of range of even the ink covering of his baller, has me suspect of him. Not saying he's hacking, just suspect. I've not actually watched any other Splatoon YouTubers, so I have literally no opinion on them. I know I've been raided by a few, but... Oh, we have a double uwu. Like, I know I've been raided by a few, but I've never watched any of them. And yeah, that sucks, Beast Mode. I do not know if there's a way of fixing corrupted data. That is a fast super jump. That person landed and was gone. I do main the undercover. No, I do not like the Kensa at all. I also hate... Wait. What? He wasn't even aiming up at me. Either there is a lot of lag going on there, or my being suspect is justified. I should have been well out of range of that killing me. Like, that was at the edge. I should have been knocked away. I shouldn't have been outright splatted. He has no special power-up. I don't even think special power-up makes that hit harder. Just makes the explosion radius bigger. Like the turf coverage. If I remember it, the one that, rated me was, that Vane or whatever. Whoever it was, he's done it twice. That's all I know. That seems right. I have beaten Inner Agent 3. I really hope that Squiffer was actually the right Squiffer. Yeah, see, right there, that worked right. I lived that. Okay, that wasn't the right one. Great, 'cause the other guy had it. But why did I die the other couple times? Because that was the... I mean, it's just a hat. There's many other hats that have special charge up, so if that's all you're after, then no, it isn't worth anything. I'll come back, Anissa. Ow. I don't... Do we have 4 people that would play? I could try setting up a quad squad. I really enjoy having triggerfish in the rotation, though. But I'm not opposed to it. Oop. Not used to not being able to move. Yeah, we can try. I'll go out and set up the lobby. I'll collect my snail first, though. Being tired just means you won't think as much. You'll do better than ever. That's how I tend to work anyway. I want my snail. Snail. Closing in on 100 snails. They will all be mine. Room's up. Ah, so I guess you're the type of person that you start thinking more when you're tired. I should also really move to sitting on my bed. Though I might not be able to see the chat through my mic boom. Yeah. Decisions. It would help if I had just a little bit more space. And I could technically get that little bit more space if I cleaned out behind my my stand. I have my computer monitor on, and pushed that back a little more. But there might be spiders back there, so screw that. As much as you may not guess by the fact that I've streamed 2 EDF games, I am very much arachnophobic. Robotic is not arachnophobic, so I'm hoping, you know, if she ever gets here, that she'll help me deal with the spiders. This room has a lot of spiders in it. Because the sleepy AI beat you to the room, beast mode. I'm not generally bothered by the Minecraft spiders, because they're just a little too blocky. But, like, EDF spiders are just... ugh. Well, mostly the giant, spindly ones. And I'd rather not reset. I tend to run my League matches, basically, on a first-come, first-served basis, so... I'm sure at some point someone will back out, or, you know, AI will want to sleep. Ow. I think we've run into an actual, like, try-hard team. Just given their weapons. Ow. The undercover is an interesting weapon. Think of it like the world's weakest shotgun, and that's basically what it is. But with the world's weakest mine as well. Ow. Pair them together and you get the undercover. A beautiful creation that honestly is a lot better than I assumed it was going to be when I first tried it. Ow. I in a way feel a little bad for this enemy team, because just on their weapons, they look like they're tryharding, and we're kicking their butts. Because I guess no one is ready for the power of the undercover. Oh, that was... Ow. Ow. Let's not lose it now. We can do this. Ow. I hate being pushed off the back. Honestly, the undercover is not a great weapon for tower control. The spike in the center of the tower really messes with you. Because even if you don't have your shield currently in existence, you'll still get pushed off. If it comes, if it would be inside of the tower spike. All we need to do is take the tower back from them and we win. We'll have beaten the tryhards. Yes! We beat the tryhards! Next time we run into this team, they're all using undercovers as well. Because never underestimate the power of stupid. Also, I did terribly. I am so rusty, and this is such an awkward place to be. I haven't played the Switch from here yet. Like, I kinda wish I had a camera just so you guys could see how awkward this is. Maybe it would help if I moved the mic a little bit. Because that's part of my problem. Actually, yeah, that's what I can do. I apologize if this sounds absolutely horrible. No, because now that's going to block my view of the... Well, that's fine, I guess. I'm going to stick with my main. You guys can do whatever you want. I only have like one hero weapon, and it's the hero brush, and I got it purely as a joke. Oh hey, it's Japan o'clock! Everyone else ready for Japan o'clock? 'Cause I'm ready for Japan o'clock. It's nearly 1 PM in Japan o'clock. Which in theory means we're facing kids on a break. My tower! Okay, it's your tower! Ow. Really wish Splashdown wasn't so sad. Like, jeez. He at least had Object Shredder, but I didn't even have my Ink Armor up at that point. Plus, I don't even think it affects Ink Armor. Like, I wish the Ink Armor would apply immediately and was harder to break. Because, like, as it stands, it's just kind of sad. It's like the most offensive special, but has the least defense. Yeah, but I shouldn't have to run equipment just for the special to be usable. Like, it's the same with when people go like, oh, well, Ink Armor applies immediately if you have special power up. Yeah, but you shouldn't need Ink Armor for it to be decent. Like... the special power-up should make Ink Armor last longer or have more health. Special power-up should make the blast radius for Splashdown bigger. Yeah, we got wrecked. But that's Japan o'clock for you. It's 12:46 PM. Japan o'clock. Technically Japan Standard Time. I think that's what it's called. Let's see. You know what we need? We need some beacons. Wrong hat. Right hat. Right shoes. We just need some beacons, and we'll be set. So I'm bringing my beacons. AI, if you're tired, why are you using a sniper? I can't say much, I've done the same. Like, I'm super tired sniping. I just noticed Streamlabs now has a live time amount. I can actually see how long I've been live for. Wow! It's only taken them 17.1 versions. I say 17.1 because that's what they're at, is 0.17.1. That is like a feature that was basic with normal OBS, and it's taken them this long to implement it into Streamlabs. Like, why? It does go faster, but at the same time, you become... You start getting in each other's ways. A lot. So it's a double-edged sword. Also, I have a thing on here. Oh, okay, it was AI linking, I'm assuming, the capture device you're getting. I can't look at it now, but my Streamlabs didn't. None of the versions of it I've had have ever had it. But I did miss quite a few versions because I kind of rage quit from using it and just went back to standard OBS. I still use their alert box, but that was it. I feel like we might be fighting a meme team. Or not. They actually have competent equipment. We have competent equipment, so it makes sense, you know. Ow. Oh, my beacon's dead. No. I was never good with sniping in Splatoon. But that is kind of what I get for killing my wrists. Ow. Took Cosby with me. Kind of sad thing is, I actually want to get back into StarCraft 2. Like, I don't know if that's just sad or if it's just borderline masochistic, but, like, I want to try getting good at StarCraft again. Ow. I am doing horribly. I do not have Mario Maker 2. I don't have the first Mario Maker either. I do have Super Mario Bros. X, which is a vastly superior thing. Ow. I should really just be focusing on placing down some beacons. It's kind of what my equipment set is for. Instead, I'm over here chasing kills like a goof. I'm dead. Super Mario Bros. X is basically, think Mario Maker, but with far more tools and the ability to physically program whatever you want. You could build legitimate full-out Mario fan games in SmibX. It also was made many years before even Mario Maker was a thing. It is just a better version of Mario Maker that's existed for longer than Mario Maker. Kinda, yeah. It's more a thing you would use to make ROM hacks. Or just custom levels in general. Like, the best way to put it is anything you can do in Mario Maker, you can do in SmibX. And I did horrible. I should really just... I'll grab a different beacon weapon that'll maybe work a bit better. Neo Sploosh. But on top of being able to do everything you can do in Mario Maker, in SmibX, You can also do anything your mind can imagine. You want to make a stage where Link from the second Legend of Zelda is fighting his way through a Metroid level to fight Mother Brain. You can do that. It's possible. You could literally build a level in SMIBX that has nothing to do with Mario at all. And that is why I love it. I'm terrible at platformers, but I love SMIBX. I need to get back to my Mario 3 playthrough. I kind of rage quitted out of it, though. My messing up the buttons using flutes when I didn't mean to. Hello, Abot, by the way. Yeah, that's why I've never gotten a Mario Maker game. The big plus side to Mario Maker is it is a lot easier to play and share levels with, like, other people's levels. Like, that is the big benefit to Mario Maker, is it is so much easier to share levels. Assuming you don't know where to look for SMIBX levels, because there are legit forums dedicated to SMIBX. There's been whole fan projects made in SMIBX. For those who don't know, for those who might be new here and don't know what I'm saying when I mean, don't know what I mean when I say SMIBX. It's Super Mario Bros. X. It's a PC-based Mario Maker, basically. But better. Well then. Probably because it's 4 minutes to rotation. Okay. I'm not gonna bother setting up a lobby again because it is 4 minutes to rotation. I'll just wait until the rotation happens, because it's 4 minutes from now. I mean, we can't have too many corners on the Discord. BUP exists everywhere. Though there is one thing I need to test. Give me this, and I'll just grab my normal equipment for the moment. Splat zones are pretty cool. Yeah, someone did. I will get to it. Okay. Alright, that gives me rough numbers. Now I want that, and this. I can't imagine those become one-hit KOs, but... well, that one certainly does. Or not. Wait, I could swear that said it increased damage. Yeah. But that was dealing basically the same damage as before. I am very confused. That damage up must be incredibly small. Oh, jeez. How do you have so many hours in Fortnite, a bot? I mean that in the nicest way possible. How could anyone manage to play a game as bad as Fortnite for that long? I'm gonna come in here and look myself. Okay, it is. Rainmaker. Well, Rainmaker's pretty neat. The weapon I've got works for both, so... I don't want to dig through my friends list for that. So unless you're right at the top, because we do still have 2 minutes to kill. I'm not saying that in any way to judge you either, bot. You're not right at the top. There you are. You're at exactly 1,000. I mean, I'm at 540. I can't really say too much because I have put 540 hours into Splatoon, but at least it's a good game. I've also put 30 hours into Octopath and Pokemon Quest. I kind of regret this. Pokemon Quest isn't bad, I suppose. Just... Communication error! Disconnected from the menu screen. I hate Fortnite. It is one of the worst games ever made, in my opinion. And it helped kick off a horrible trend of every game becoming a battle royale. Because developers have gone, hey, there's money in them there battle royales. Even though it's a passing fad and that's all it'll ever be. It has also led to the rise of one of the worst content creators ever. Talking about Ninja and that one. I've not seen much of his content, but what I have seen, he just seems like a petty child. I mean, clearly I can't be right on that with how popular he is, but... And I know I've gone into this before as well, but I am also very suspect of everybody that's gotten massive on any platform. Especially when you can go out and find creators that do a better job than they do. I don't care if I make Fortnite gamers mad. I really don't. Like, I respect that they like Fortnite. They can like it. I cannot like it. But yeah, like, the best example I can give is, like, you know how basically every big, like, say, YouTuber, you never really even hear of them until they're massive. And, like, it seems like just overnight, they just explode into popularity. It almost seems like most of them just buy their success. And I wouldn't be surprised if that actually happens. You want to hear more about how it's a random piece of crap? That has spawned just so many memes of you shoot at someone and they become a house. Like, I thought you were playing a shooter, not Minecraft. I also miss the old Muselk. I watched him for his TF2 content, and then he switched to doing Overwatch content, and I wasn't terribly fond of Overwatch. I'm still not. And then he switched to Fortnite, and I've not really looked back since. I haven't watched any of his content, really, since he stopped making TF2 content regularly. I used to watch, like, everything he made, too. Like, he lost a fairly dedicated viewer in me. Ow. When he stopped... Oh, excuse me. When he stopped doing TF2 content regularly. I know he gained a bunch more viewers, so he doesn't care, but... Ow. Like, I think the only good thing that has ever come out of Fortnite was, I remember seeing a news story a while back of a kid who started streaming Fortnite to raise money for a surgery his father needed. Like, that is the only good thing I've ever even heard come out of Fortnite. And props to that kid, because he managed it. Ow. I think the most annoying thing to me when it came to Muselk stopping making his TF2 content was that literally not long after he stopped, Valve fixed all of the things he was having problems with, but he still never went back. Yeah, people break consoles over all types of games. I wouldn't be surprised if some people have over Splatoon as well. A lot of people seem to have this problem where they forget that it's just a game, and that winning and losing happens. It's just part of it being a game. Just nailed him with that. I might have to check that out, but it's been so long YouTube didn't even bother telling me. I miss the day when more Muselk was used for, like, vlog content and the occasional, like, early Overwatch video. Like... that was great. That was a great time. Ow. I'm so bad at this tonight. Ow. Thought that was fully charged. Ow. Yeah, we've lost this one. I'll grab a different weapon after this. What to grab? Hmm. 1 point! We are number 1! Now, see, we won that in these 6. We had exactly 1 point. That means we won. Right? This is golf. Lower score wins. Undercover really does not work for Rainmaker. But we could try. The big warning I'll give is do not go near the shield with your umbrella open. It will break immediately. Though I'm actually gonna bring the Sorolla, because bombs. Bombs. Such an awkward setup. I really need to figure out how I need to position everything best. I think what I need to do is change which side of this table my microphone is attached to, and that would solve so many of my problems, but it would probably cause a few others. Yes, let us try and get 1 point again. It would be beautiful if we could get a single point and still win. Like, that would just be beautiful. Yeah, that's fine. Stretchy? I mean, you're playing. It makes sense that you wouldn't talk that much. I mean, Anissa and AI do it a lot, but, you know. They're bad influences. Nah. Do really need to move one of my legs, because that was getting very uncomfortable. The Delm, yes, the Delm of Kelp. The Delm of Colm. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, I'm out of ink. Ow. I got snagged. Team Snag'em came along and snagged me in a snag ball, and that was just the end of that. Where are they going with that? Right, this is not the Ink Mine variant. Take that, JoJo. Go back to your bizarre adventure. Ow. I'm gonna regret this, but super jump. Yeah, I regretted that. I regretted that immensely. This is why I don't super jump. I fall into tentamissiles. Once again, never underestimate the power of stupid. It just works. Ow. I died to JoJo. Ow. Stupid always finds a way. Ow. The only problem with the Splat Bomb with this kit is it does use so much ink. You do need to be very mindful of that. Ow. Dying to JoJo. Him and his bizarre adventures. Why am I making that joke a lot? It's probably not even funny. I mean, one big advantage we do have is the Undercover is immensely good at turf control. And that's basically how I end up actually using it to fight a lot. Is if you can control your enemy's feet, then you control the fight. And you can generally splat them. Which is why, as much as it might seem dumb, a lot of the time, I'll not actually be even trying to aim at who I'm shooting at. I'm aiming around them. A, because people dodge. And B, because, well, if they can't fight, if they can't move, they can't fight back. Won again! So it's 2 wins in a row. We're on a winning streak. We're gonna have so much power. It's gonna be unreal. I am gonna go back to the other Undercover. No, you know what? As much as I hate the thing, I'll be our ink armor. I will be the ink armor. Fair enough, Stretchy. I don't know when I'll ever actually get a proper phone. I have an Android device. It's not actually a phone. It may as well be a tablet. I can't call anyone with it. It would have been kind of great if we had one of each type of undercover and then just the Hydra. We are the heads of the Hydra. Oh gods! It's Japan o'clock! I've never used iOS. Robotic has it. Like, she has an iPod. It's, you know... It's kind of failing on her. Can pretty much guarantee it's failing on her because Apple is making it fail. Ow. I kind of regret this. I hate this one. This undercover sucks so much. That was kind of to be expected. Was a Japanese team. I honestly myself refuse to buy any Apple product just because of how just awful Apple are. Like, oh, what's that? You want to actually, like, repair your own device if it starts to break? Well, sucks to be you. You're not allowed. I'm gonna bomb rush. Okay, go standard Brella. This is gonna go so badly. And yeah, I'll take full blame for that loss. I was using the Kensa undercover. The vastly inferior undercover. Like, Apple has been seriously going out of their way to make it harder and harder for you to fix their products so that they can sell you more products. Because, like, an example would be, say you have, well, let's use the example of an iPad, and you spill water on it. Then you take it to the Apple Store. They'll take it, and they'll be like, yeah, well, water gets spilt on this. So that'll be either, you know, $400 for us to clean it out. Something that you could literally just do yourself. Or, you know, you could just buy a new iPad. They'll gladly sell you a new iPad. Ow. I mean, they might even reduce the cost a little bit. Because, you know, they're taking your old one, and they're basically just gonna take it, clean it out, which costs nothing, and resell it as a, you know, refurbished one. So they effectively get to make money off of you twice. Ow. You got the lead, though. Ow. Keep forgetting that takes up ink. Would have had one more shot if that didn't use up ink. Ow. Yeah, like, for a while, I legitimately did, I still kind of do want a Mac for editing on, but I'm honestly tempted just to build a Hackintosh if I get the money. It'll be vastly cheaper, and, well, I'll be able to repair it myself. And I'll have the experience of building a Hackintosh to work off of for future building projects. For those who don't know, a Hackintosh is basically a Mac that's been built inside of a PC. They're weird. Ow. Oh, I didn't even notice we had beacons. Ow. Are they good beacons? No, your beacons are not good. Bleh. I'm glad I didn't notice them. I honestly don't think I'm doing that bad with this thing. I'm definitely not doing, like, the best, but I'm not doing bad, I don't think. I say that and I get stuck on a sign. That was almost very bad. But we did it! Yep, I do know that. Oh wait, I have the Hero Umbrella too. I forgot I got this. That turf ink should probably tell you that why I, you know, don't remember having it. I'll just stick with this. This is working. I think Beast Mode said something about he couldn't play at this point. I don't know. I don't even know if he's still around. You still out there, Beast Mode? Okay, we have Rammy Kirby. Whoever that is. They're apparently a Rammy Kirby. Just remind me, there's a British independent wrestler called Martin Kirby. He legitimately has Kirby on his wrestling trunks. It's kind of weird. I'm expecting Nintendo to sue him at some point. That is a lot of glitches. Though I'm not surprised. As long as none of them are game breaking, I don't mind. If they're game breaking, I mind, and I mind a lot. Well then. Wall clips are kind of things that should be fixed. Because unless, you know, Splatoon has a thing to it that most games don't, called, you know, solid back walls. Darn it! That was so close. God, jeez. I am doing so bad in this one. Yeah, I think we've lost. Yep. A communication error occurred. Okay. I thought you were heading off to bed there, AI. I mean, I did forget to say, have a good night, but yeah. That was weird. I think I'll stop using this now. I'm gonna grab Dynamo. Let's do some Dynamo time. It's like Mario time, but with fundamental differences. I don't think we do. I don't have an exactly accurate viewer count, but... considering we don't appear to even have a fourth person for League anymore. I'm guessing the Kirby guy was the one that had the host, and they probably quit after the loss. I'm guessing. I'll give it like a minute, and then if we don't get a fourth person, I'll just go back to turf. I also apparently have a notification from Steam. Oh, it's just Steam being like, hey, this is an update. I want to update. Screw you, Steam. You can eatable. Just send me a friend request, and I shall get to it. And I'll probably get disconnected from the lobby and have to set it up again. But that's fine. It happens all the time. Really wish Nintendo would have fixed that. Would have saved me from a lot of disconnects back when I was first starting streaming. Because I would try to get to friend requests like as soon as they showed up, and that would cause me a disconnect. Yep, communication error. I thought I'd be fast enough, but I guess not. New lobby, just to be fair to everybody. Hello, Jadens. Thing is, it isn't like the Wi-Fi that's the problem that causes me to disconnect. It's that Nintendo does not like you having the home menu open while playing a multiplayer game. Yeah, that's fine, Jadens. That means for 3 weeks you were about an hour drive away from where I live. And it's league battles there, eatable. As you could tell from the screen. It's Rainmaker League, as says on the screen. Alright, so I guess we'll be doing some turf war then. Unless Jadens can get on and feels like joining in. Yeah, I don't overly understand that. Especially because B- isn't exactly the hardest thing to get to either. Like, you can lose your way into B-. Alright, Jadens. So we'll just wait for you. I know so many people that live in Halifax. For a while, I was even thinking of living there. It was kind of a deal that my sister was attempting to make. With me, of basically if I could get a job in Halifax, that she would help me get an apartment. she doesn't have the money to do that anymore, which is kind of sad, or else I would probably still be looking for a job in Halifax. Because it would be remarkably nice to just live on my own. Like, away from my family here. I mean, I love them, but they're frustrating, and they make loads of noise, and I hear near constant complaints about my streaming and such, because, well, I stream at night, because I stream during the day, they're up, they make noise, they basically interrupt the stream. But at night, apparently, I get too loud sometimes. It's because I have to get loud so that I can be picked up on the microphone. Because as I've gone over before, this is my normal talking voice. I kind of need to talk louder, as you might assume. I kind of need to talk at this volume instead of my normal talking voice, because my normal voice is not loud enough. I am a quite quiet person away from streaming. Like, I am basically right in the microphone, too. Like, I can fit my 4 fingers between my face and the microphone. I am, kind of bilingual. I know a bit of Japanese, but that doesn't exactly help. And I'd also love to try getting a job in Moncton, but I don't have anyone that could help me get an apartment until I can afford it myself. See, I myself am trying to, like, Stretchy, I'm trying to make my videos better, and part of that is making myself more audible. Because for the longest time, I would talk a bit lower, and I would have the microphone back about here. And as you might be able to hear, it is significantly lower now. So, I've started moving the microphone closer. I've removed... I've removed some noise cancellation I had on it. I'm kind of attached to my profile picture I have. Because I'm assuming that's what PFP means. And I have a reason for it, is the image I'm using for both was a gift from my girlfriend. So... And yeah, it's Japan o'clock again. The Japanese have shown up for Dynamo time. Let's do this. Ow. I have not. I've seen the information, the, like, relevant information, because the, Pokemon Facebook page shared it, and I follow that page, so... Ow. Like, I've seen the rival, I've seen the new Pokemon, but, like, other than that, I don't know. I don't know anything else from the trailer. So, like, if the image is good enough, I might consider changing, but for the time being, I really like the one I've got. Because it is kind of special. Ow. I can't see my stream health anymore, so it might actually be going kind of south. That is entirely possible. My oldest brother also tends to be awake at this time, and he tends to just download things whenever he feels like it, which causes the internet to derp out, as you might assume. Ow. I might change the Discord icon around. I might, like, try doing, like, a different icon every month or something. If you guys want to, like, try drawing some. I'd be all for using, like, a different icon every month or something. Ow. Every time I use my ink armor, I explode. Ink armor is cursed. I might, but I'd need to learn more about the various minigames first. Because I don't even know what they all are. So we had a good effort. We scored some points up on that team. I think we had like 12. So it's something. I mean, they knocked us out, but it's fine. I'm gonna Dynamo. Regular Dynamo. With just no. Ink Saver and Special Charge. Yeah, I'll probably create like a new room on the Discord, like probably either later tonight or tomorrow. I kind of want to try recording some stuff tonight, so it might not be tonight. But I'll create a room on the Discord for like icon, submissions, and I'll basically just let you guys, in a way, decide which one gets in. I'll try, like, clearing it every, like, month so that they can be submitted again. Oh, that's not good for my health. I'll try and think of something. How did he live that? I somehow lived that, undoubtedly thanks to Stretchy. How did we do that? I mean, I'm gonna take the win, but I'm still very confused at how we managed that. I shall continue Dynamo time. Yes, we make big brain decisions here. Like doing Dynamo time in League. I love motion controls. Seabaggers can go suck an egg, though. And I have no opinion on Tetris 99, because I've never played it and never will. That best I can. Ow. Does definitely seem like hide and seek would be ruined by specials, so I mean... Ow. I am not doing... Yeah, we have gone up against these people before. We lost to them. Pretty sure. Ow. Yeah, we have the meme team of the Power of Stupid, and we also have the Sheldon strat. Which, for those who don't know what the Sheldon strat is, it's everybody go heavy splatling remix. It was a strat created by pure accident. Ow. And it's never worked, but it is a strat that exists. Ow. Yeah, I am doing League with viewers. That's literally what we're doing right now. Everyone here is a viewer except the enemy team. Even they might be viewers, I don't know. Ow. Ow. I avenged you, Anissa. And then died to the brush. Oh, jeez. Eh. Ow. I don't know why they wouldn't just get League unlocked. It's not like it's terribly that hard. I mean, B- is something you can lose your way into, so... No! We did pretty good, though. I mean, I can relate to that. Turf War is pretty fun. Like, for the longest time, I played nothing but Turf. I think until I was, like, level 36, 38, somewhere in that range, I played nothing but Turf War. Partially because I thought Ranked still worked like it used to, and I was waiting for, my girlfriend so that we could play through Ranked at the same time. Kind of climb that ladder together. And then finding out it's, you know, solo only. Didn't end as planned. I just can't get myself to be excited for them. Like, I'm excited for the new Pokemon. So that I can play more competitive on, Showdown. Yeah, after this we can hop back into Turf War. Like, I'm just kind of hoping that Pokemon Showdown creates a format that has all of the Pokemon in it, and then one specifically for, the new, like, Sword and Shield. And I'd rather not try a minigame right now, partially because I'm probably only going to be streaming for another half an hour or so. I'll think about it maybe for next stream. I'd kind of like to know we're gonna have a decent number of people here before, like, committing to something like that. Ow. Which is why I'd kind of like to see about getting, like, just a specific, like, minigame stream. Like, with it advertised, that way people know to show up. Ow. I ran out of ink. Eh. I just got 2 splats with a stingray. What even is this game? No, I didn't know that AI. That's weird. It's probably a case of just some copyright strike troll. Just copyright strike like 3 of his videos. And because they did it so quickly, it just didn't even give any warning. Ow. Stingray is bad. That's why I question what even is this game. Doesn't mean he couldn't have been copyright trolled into non-existence. I'd say to have him check his email. Like the email the account was attached to, and see. Because that will confirm one way or another if there was copyright strikes going on. Because YouTube doesn't generally just remove channels for no reason. Unless he had some really problematic content on there. But I kinda doubt that. Ow. I mean, for an example of how weird the copyright system can be, the YouTuber Chugga Conroy, during his Chrono Trigger Let's Play that he just did, had a video that he had to file a dispute for a copyright claim on because some rapper sampled some Chrono Trigger music, and YouTube's automated system automatically claimed that as the rapper's song. Yep, we win! Jeez, I had a lot of kills. Yeah, I'll back out and let's go on to some turf. I don't know, should I believe in water sheep? I don't even know what you guys are referencing, so... Albacore and Black Belly. Yeah, this dynamo will still work. I like ink mines. Yeah. Nintendo's weird like that. There's a chance that whatever video it was, they didn't have approved first. Because from what I understand, that tends to be how sponsored videos work. Is, you know, you make it and then you send it to the company for review. Oh, for review, and if they don't like it, you have to redo it. If they do like it, you can just upload it as if nothing, you know, nothing's wrong. Fair enough. I don't watch PewDiePie, so I wouldn't know. I'm assuming it came from his Minecraft Let's Play. Like, I've never been a fan of PewDiePie's content. Like, I will always say that he's probably a nice guy, and from what I've seen, he is a pretty nice person. I don't like his content. Ow. I've legit just never played the Let's Go games. I don't plan on it either. I disliked them conceptually, and then after I saw them in action, I disliked them even more. Like, I didn't even think it would have been possible for me to dislike them more than I already did, but now, after seeing them in action, it just... But that, once again, I'm more of a competitive battler. So, no items, no abilities. That just kinda killed it. Like... What even is Mario Kart Tour? I've not even heard of it. I'm assuming it's a mobile game where I've not heard of it. Wasn't the sponsorship program their YouTube thing, or am I thinking of something completely different? And also, Me Tomo, that was their first mobile game, right? Well, one of their first. something like that. I know they had a mobile game involving Mii's, and my sister and mother played it, but I never did. Partially because I didn't have a mobile device back then. At all. Ow. Avenge me, Jimbo! You did not avenge me, Jimbo. Oh, that was a terrible idea, Nisa. Ow. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was Nintendo's first foray into mobile games. I know they have one mobile game right now that's like... It's like its own IP, and I forget what it's called, but you're basically some, like, chosen dragon tamer sort of thing. It's weird. Ow. Nope. Iris. I think. Can't. Yeah, I think that's Iris. I was trying to read the crossed out name. I probably should have just been trying to read the you were splatted by name. Welcome back, Beast Mode. Man, I never did homework. I know I've mentioned that a lot, but like, I never did homework. Like, even with the threat of detention, I'd still never do it. Teachers eventually just gave up even threatening, like, detention to me for not doing my homework, because I just wouldn't show up to detention either. And one of them, I literally turned to them and went, "What are you gonna do? Have me suspended? That's what I want, is to not be here." So the teacher just looked at me and went, "Fair enough," and just continued on and stopped even trying to give me detention for not doing homework. Then again, I usually found the best teachers never gave homework because they got through everything in class. Like, I've even talked with a few people I've met online who are also teachers, and their response is, yeah, I never give out homework because if I didn't get through it in class, we'll get to it next class. Like, there was actually one person I met playing EVE Online who was a teacher. And her and I had quite the back and forth discussion over homework and the benefits and downsides of it. Because, like, one of the biggest downsides to homework is kids are supposed to have childhoods. Like, you're supposed to, you know, enjoy yourself when you're young. But, you know, teachers giving, you know, 4 or 5 hours of homework per class. Ow. Well, it usually isn't that bad, but, like, even half an hour to an hour of homework. Of estimated time for homework. Like, that's, you know, if you have 4 or 5 classes, that's basically your after-school period taken up. Completely just throw out the window if you do anything extracurricular, like, you know, band or anything like that. See, myself as a teacher, I would just ignore those students and keep going. It honestly just sounds like your teacher is getting too distracted by these students, if assuming I read what you said right. Ow. Like, so what if the kids are talking? You can still teach. At least they should be able to. They're teachers. They went to school for this. Hello, Code Mario. You seem to always show up when we're talking about school. Plot twist, Code Mario is a teacher. Ow. This means you're a student teacher. All school is very dumb. I mean, I'm not saying that in the way of like, oh, you shouldn't bother with school. You should. Your high school diploma is very important. But the school system is very dumb. It's a system that sets people up to fail. Let's go with this dynamo. Actually, I had... I'm probably not going to find it in time. I've probably also scrubbed it at some point. Alright, beast mode. Did I somehow get into a different lobby? No, Jimbo's still here. Just seems like everyone else left. Yeah, when I was in school, I didn't much like the other kids either. I was also kind of an edgelord, so... Yeah, see, Anissa, that probably would do it. Substitute teachers don't know enough about the students they're teaching to adequately keep teaching them. which causes students to be able to get away with just talking nonstop, or, you know, basically being distractions for the teacher. Like, at my school, anytime there was a substitute teacher, that was basically a class that a lot of kids, whether they would skip classes or not, would skip. Because they knew nothing of any relevance was actually going to happen. Because kids were just going to abuse the fact that it was a substitute teacher. It doesn't help that most substitute teachers aren't even told, like, what to expect. So they usually have to ask the students, you know, like, hey, what were you guys doing? It's like, we were doing this. Like, weren't you told? Nope. I was just told I was here to teach this class. What class is this again? You know, I've legit had that happen. Substitute teacher not even told what class it is they're substituting for. Ow. Skipping class is dumb. Like, I will fully admit to that. And it also gives you an adrenaline rush that makes you want to do it again. Because you know you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, also Code Mario, I myself honestly want to be a game developer, but I also want to be a teacher. I want to do both, and I'm positive I could. Ow. I will get to that front quest after one more match. So not after this match, but after the next match. Honestly, Anissa, you saying that you're usually very quiet, just read your book. That's basically the type of student I was. Like, I would just sit in the corner on my own, usually close to the door, so I could be out of the class as quickly as I could. Because I also have horrible anxiety, and I do not like being around other people. So usually, by the end of a class, I would be about ready to have an anxiety attack. For one. But I would usually just sit at the back and just read or write or do something non-productive to the class. Normally because I'd already be done the classwork for that entire period in about 15 minutes. And then I'd have like 45 minutes to kill. I like never talked during class. I was the model student when I showed up. Yeah, Code Mario, I know that type of substitute. At my school, that type of substitute was a person by the name of Dr. Peyton. I call him Doctor because he earned his doctorate, and he was very old. He's also known of as the Toy Man. He owned a toy shop where like he would physically build toys. But he was also a teacher. And like he would just sit and talk for the entire period about stuff. none of it would be actually relevant to the class or what we're supposed to be doing. But he'd just sit and talk, and students would know that he would just sit and talk. Quite often, if you had like a creative hobby, he would encourage you to do that over the actual schoolwork. Yeah, I'm sure you'll make more friends there, Anissa. I mean, you're a very friendly person, so you just need an extrovert to come along and adopt you, and then you'll make a lot of friends. Which will be their friend group, and you know. And if anyone starts bullying you for being shy and, you know, secluded, just throw back at them that you're friends with a streamer. And, you know, a streamer slash YouTuber. You don't have to mention that I'm absolutely tiny, but, you know. Yeah, I get what you mean by that, Anissa. Like, there were many people I talked with when I was going to school, but I never really considered any of them friends. Mostly because, like, we'd only really talk at, like, before classes started and after class. Like, we never talked outside of that. So it never really felt like we were actually friends. It just felt like they were exchanging pleasantries. I suppose they'd also, like, say hi if they saw me away from school. But, like, if it was in, like, the hallways, they probably wouldn't say anything. But, as I think I've mentioned before, I was generally seen as the creepy kid. Like, I was that creepy kid. The one that, you know, wears a trench coat, wears nearly all black. You know, I didn't look like everybody else. So that made me creepy and unapproachable. Even though I probably would have been friends with these people if they had taken the effort to, you know, see past my quote-unquote creepiness. I'm just not one to seek out friends. I'm an introvert. That's how we work. Also, my art teacher sucked. She wasn't an art teacher. She couldn't draw to save her life. She was a social studies teacher, but because there was no one else to teach art, she was teaching art. I said I would get to that friend request. It'll be one more match. Or did I say I'd get to it after that? Either way, it'll be after this match. I'm dumb. And I'll keep going until the hour. So another half an hour for the stream. See, that seems to happen a lot, and just from listening to people talk, and even how, like, Robotic goes on, like, how she makes the friends she has, it usually results in you just talk with the person enough until you both basically hit the realization of, okay, we're friends now, I guess. Like, that's kind of how I think we all of us here have kind of become friends. Is just, you've all talked with each other and me enough that you've all just kind of hit the, okay, we're friends now, I guess. If you know what I mean. Ow. Jimbo! Why? that's honestly, from what I can tell, how you make the, you know, your best friends kind of thing. Is because, you know, you had to be interesting enough for them to keep talking with you. And clearly they've been interesting enough for you to want to keep talking with them. I mean, that seems to be how, like, a lot of younger kids make their friends, too. So. Alright, Janes. Have a good night. I mean, I don't think I could ever... I don't think I could ever make friends like that. Not, like, in person. Over, like, the internet, sure, but, like, in person, I really don't think I ever could. Because I'm too awkward that I can never start a conversation. Like, even with streaming here, you guys might notice, usually it's you guys starting the conversation that sparks me into talking for, like, 20 minutes about something. I can't start conversations, but once they're started, I can continue them. That also seems to happen a lot. Like, a lot of kids will start to get really shy in, like, the 6th grade. Which I can kind of understand, because you're hitting the realization that, you know, oh, middle/high school is soon. I'm assuming elementary always goes to 6. I don't know if it does or not. Either that, or it's probably the beginning of middle. I don't know. I am getting decently good with the dynamo. I still don't really like how this one works, but I'll take it. Yeah, I was gonna get to that friend request. I am so bad at this! I'm getting talking and I'm forgetting. I'm sorry, whoever that is. I am very sorry. Watch it actually just be a friend request from in-game. Yeah, my elementary was primary through 6, so. And then it went straight to high school for 7 through 12. Meaning you actually spent a year longer in elementary than you spent in high school. And also going from, like, elementary to high school is such a big change. At least it was for, like, my schools. Because you went from, you're in one class all day, to you now move to different classes throughout the entire day. Alright, Beast Mode. Ow. Yeah, and I know I've given this advice before, but to all of you who are still in school, A, never skip class. As I mentioned, it'll give you an adrenaline rush, and it'll make you want to keep skipping class. And skipping class is the worst thing you could ever do. Attendance matters a lot in school for whatever reason. Doesn't matter how smart you are, if you're almost never there, you're gonna fail. And my other bit of advice is don't stress too much about getting perfect grades. An employer isn't going to look at your grades down the road. Outside of, like, what you manage for, like, college. I should have held that a little longer. So, like, if you're getting, like, you know, a 50 in, like, math, like, you're just barely passing, don't stress about it. Just keep barely passing. And just roll with it. You'll be in the same position if, you know, in the end. So why bother stressing? Though one thing I can say that I will always endorse skipping is assemblies. They're pointless. I never went to a single assembly after, like, grade 6. And I only went to them in grade 6 because I didn't have a choice. I had to go to them. I forget what they were called. But, like, the Spirit something. They were basically giant cheerleading assemblies. I hated going to those with a passion. Because they were always so loud, and I'd always get a headache from them. I would just skip them. I would just go do something else. Usually I'd honestly just go sit in, like, the high school library. Like, everyone knew where I was. I didn't leave the building. I was just at the library. Probably reading or studying. When I'd get the really, like, jerk teachers that would legit go to the library and basically drag me to the assembly, that's when I started just outright leaving the building during assemblies. Alright, Beast Mode, have a good night. It's fun talking with you as well. It's fun talking with all of you. I'm gonna change dynamos really quick. I want to use this one again. I like ink mines. Yeah, I mean, everyone hates school. Literally everyone. Well, I can't say that. I knew one girl who loved school, and I will never understand why. Eh. Like, she'd always be like, oh, well, I just enjoy it. But how? How do you enjoy school? You never learn anything. All you do is sit and be told information that you probably learned 2 years ago. Again. Ow. Yeah, I'll never understand teachers that punish the whole class for something that a couple students do. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, oh, what's that? Like 3-4 students did something bad? Well, everyone gets punished now. you're not gonna make those students feel bad. Because they're being punished too. Yeah, that kind of falls into the... those two are being unproductive. It still kind of falls into the same boat of, like, all of the teachers would have had to have come together and agreed that's what they should do. Ow. I could stop using a dynamo now because it is past the end of dynamo time. But I feel like I should just keep this going until the end of the stream. I was never part of student council. I never understood the appeal of it. Like, at my school, they were the ones that organized, like, you know, the I still don't even remember what they were called. The pep rally, that's what they were called. They, like, organized the pep rallies. But that's about it. Like, that's all they really got to do, and... I don't get it. Like, I suppose they also got to organize, like, a few bake sales and stuff, but it's like, what's the point? Also, seeing as no one left this lobby, I think after this one, I'm gonna back out and find a different lobby. I mean, fair enough. I mean, if it's something you want to do, then go for it. I've just never understood the appeal of it. I had multiple people tell me I should run for it, because if I did get in, you know, because I was part of the anime club, I helped organize anime club stuff. And I was apparently really good at that, but I just couldn't see the appeal of it. It's like, yeah, I'm helping organize things for the school for no benefit of myself. At least with the anime club, I'd get some benefit from it. Whether that was just acting like an idiot or not, you know. Because acting like an idiot can be a reward in and of itself. I legitimately, for one of our bake sales for the anime club, caramel danced for 3 hours. Ow. Assumably that just means they're popular, I would guess. However that's decided. In my school, there was like a vote that the students could take part in. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the one thing I learned from that bake sale for the anime club is don't ever caramel dance for 3 hours. Your hips will hate you for it. Huh. No idea. Probably whatever teacher or the principal or whoever is in charge of it just liked the other person more, I don't know. Maybe they just put all your names into a hat. Yeah, my high school had an anime club. Funny story, I didn't voluntarily join the anime club. where I was kind of an edgelord, I would basically just kind of wander around the school during, like, lunch and recess, because I had nothing to do. I had no friends. So, one of the members of the anime club, like, one of the founding members, basically, noticed me in the halls a lot, and was like, that kid probably watches anime. And she was right. Now, she was a rather large lady, quite strong, and she basically, one day, just kind of bounced in front of me. It's the best way to put it. Where my head was down, she kind of knelt down so she was looking me in the face, and went, "You like anime, don't you?" I said, yeah. She then grabbed me by the shirt and drug me into the anime club room and said, "Welcome to the anime club." I was just like, oh, okay. I'm here now, I guess. And that's how I joined the anime club. Let's see if I can get a lobby that has more open spaces for people that want to join. Hello, Oliver Thomas. See, I never went that far. I did get bullied a lot. I eventually got to the point where if someone bullied me, I didn't care. But if I was walking through the halls and I saw someone else being bullied, I would step in. And where I was seen of as the creepy guy that no one really trusted in any degree, people would usually back off. And all it would take would be me walking up and going back off. And these people would just back off. Which honestly made me feel rather good that I could help people like that. Oh jeez, I'm so dead. Or not. Ow. Yeah, I will get to... I think I got a friend request. I'll get to it after a couple matches. I just got into this lobby, so I want to give it a match or two before I get to it. If I got one. I forget if I got one. See, I was going to school during a time when that usually wouldn't happen, so... I would be called names, physically assaulted, be given weird looks. Jesus, you really don't want to be watching me, Oliver. I am not good with the dynamo. I'm okay with it. I'm getting better. Now that I've now that I've revived Dynamo Time. Which is basically just, I play with a dynamo for at least an hour. Every stream. Usually to end the stream. Which does mean I generally need to think about an hour in advance. Which honestly helps me keep track of the streams better, too. Yeah, I don't doubt that some people, like, took pictures of me and, like, shared them around just to be like, ha, look at this creep. Ow. Fair enough. Thank you, Oliver. I actually watch a Japanese streamer that does Splatoon stuff. Partially because watching him helps me learn more Japanese, so... Learning through osmosis, I think it's called. I don't actually manage to make it to too many of his streams, because he tends to stream around the same time I do. Yeah, that'll happen, Anissa. I had that happen with me as well. Oh, we had a disconnect. That explains why everything went kind of to crap. Oliver, I'd say to try, if you want to learn Japanese, try getting the games, like the series of games called Learn Japanese to Survive. They've helped me stay decently focused at learning Japanese. Mostly because they're games, and they're actually fun. Oh, we never had a social worker at our school. We did have a counselor, but we didn't have a social worker. Yeah, I'm not at the stage where I could actually read anything yet. I recognize those symbols, though, Code Mario. So I suppose I'm learning. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what they mean, but I recognize them. I know I should know them. They're hiragana. I was gonna use Duolingo, but it just made more sense to go with Learn Japanese to Survive. I'm in Canada. So technically, I'm in a British colony. We still have the Queen on our money. It counts! Our plastic money. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Canadian money is literally made of plastic. It's goddamn Monopoly money now. Also, a fun fact, if you didn't know this, Code Mario, this is, you know, fun fact for you as well. You know the maple leaf on the $50 bill? Scratch it, it's a scratch and sniff. It smells like maple syrup. It's the anti-counterfeiting. We have a scratch and sniff on our $50 bill. It's hilarious. Because Canada's awesome, Anissa. Kind of. It has its downsides. I mean, did you not just hear what I said about the $50 bill? It has a scratch and sniff on it that smells like maple syrup. Like, how is that not just the best thing in the world? Oh, jeez. I guess Lenny didn't like that. I'd advise Nova Scotia, but that's just me. Nova Scotia or BC? The only word in French I know is wazoo, and it's only because it pisses me off. How does the French mess up bird that badly? It's like, what, 9 letters long, and you don't pronounce any of them. I just... Right, I was gonna get to the friend request. Well, it'll have to be after this one. I'm sorry. I got frustrated at Wazoo, and yeah. I'm probably not even pronouncing it right, and I don't care. Hate that word. I got into so many arguments with my French teachers throughout my school years. One of which because I refused to do his crossword puzzles. That's the bloody word. I believe. Seems right. Bird. Hate it. I don't care. I hate French. I was supposed to learn French. I had French classes. But in elementary school, I didn't pay any attention, plus I was sick most days. I was a very sickly kid. Like, I got sick a lot. So I basically missed the beginner levels of French. To then be thrown into the more advanced levels in high school, I knew nothing. My grade 7-8 French teacher understood that. She spent her time teaching me how to paint nails. Legitimately, I know how to paint nails. I know how to paint nails with extravagant patterns. Because that's how I spent my grade 7-8 years of French class. In grade 9, because that was the last year I had French, that teacher and I did not get along well. Even though he could have probably just crushed me like a tin can. Dude was ripped. He was massive. He was ripped. He spent 90% of his time in the high school's weight room. Like, this dude was big. But, like, he and I could not get along because I hate French. I hate it because I was forced to exist in those classes, even though I had no interest in learning French. And I would just outright refuse to do any work for him because I didn't know the work. How can I do work I don't understand? So that evolved into basically, he got to the point where he was going to pass me if I would just show up, but I wouldn't even bother showing up because I hated being there. I am quite proud of the fact that I can paint nails. It means if somewhere down the road I do end up having a child and it's a daughter, I can teach her how to paint nails. Same as I have really long hair, so I know how to like, braid hair. I know how to do stuff with hair because I have long hair. I've had to learn how to do it. I mean, I didn't have to learn how to braid my hair, but I had to learn how to do it up into a ponytail, which was much harder than you might expect if you've never done it or seen anyone do it. Because my mother has long hair, but I never paid attention to her, like, putting her hair into a ponytail. I can do so many, like, quote-unquote girly things. And I'm kind of proud of that. See, it's for at least a guy, it's not exactly the easiest to do up hair because we are never taught how to do it. Like, I actually spent a fair bit of time learning how to do braids and the like, so I could do them for my ex's little sister. because no one would help her do up her hair. And she had a learning disability, so it's not like she could easily be taught how to do up her own hair either. So I learned how to do it. That was the only positive thing that came out of me dating my ex. Was for at least 5 months, I got to make a positive impact on that little girl's life. Like, that is the only positive thing that came out of that. It's been a while since I've done a French braid, but I could probably still do one. I kind of want to make a video now of me just doing my hair up in all the different ways I know how to do it. Beauty YouTubing is apparently a thing, so, you know. Just crack the code of beauty YouTubing. Ow. I don't know how to do makeup, though. Past, like, nail polish. In Canada, we have, I don't know the ages, but we have, basically, preschool is a year or two before you start elementary school, and you start elementary school when you're 5. Elementary school runs from grade primary through grade 6, so it's 7 grades. And then we have I had grade 7 through 12 as high school. I never went to preschool. Literally, I think almost everyone else at my school did, but I didn't. So I was gonna go to the hour, but I'm gonna keep going because I forgot to get to that friend request. Plus, I'm having fun. And having fun's more important than recording a series. So, plus I've still got, like, a lot of hours. Well, like, what I mean... Yeah, from what you said, yeah, it would be your primary, basically. I got confused for a second. School systems seem to just change everywhere. It's kind of weird. You know, I'm gonna go back to the Sorella Brella. That kind of rhymes. It makes sense. They both have an ELLA. And I want this. Wait. Those are literally interchangeable, aren't they? Yes, yes, they are. I'll just keep this outfit, then. But I want these shoes. I forgot that shirt was, you know, interchangeable. I never finished school, either. I dropped out in grade 11 due to that ex I mentioned earlier. Because for those who are new here, hi, I had an abusive ex. Caused me to drop out of school. It's a decision I've regretted making, but I'm also glad I made the decision to drop out, because I don't think I could have kept going. And I will say, for those who understand what I mean by this, it went further than just abuse. but I physically cannot say what happened because that would break my PG rule. Which is why some nights, when I don't stream and I say I'm tired, I'm not actually tired. I'm just too depressed to stream. Or having a breakdown. Jeez, might have been whoever's bomb that was. Ow. Yeah, and I dislike her too. So does Robotic. I feel bad for Robotic, because she's basically had to clean up the mess that my ex left me in. Left me as, I should say. Ow. Of women. Like, I could not even be remotely close to being just alone in the same room with one. Like a woman. I just could not do it. Nowadays, I can, but not for extended periods of time. Yeah, nobody should. I very much agree with that. That's partially why I'm such a positive person. Is I just want to, after all going through that, I just want to share positivity into the world. It seems like I might want to find a, might want to find a different lobby. I wouldn't be scared. Just the best thing to do. Here's advice from someone who's been through it. Just talk about your relationship to your friends. If there's something horrible going on, your friends will be able to pick up on it and take their advice seriously. If they say something's wrong, something's wrong. They're not just trying to sabotage what you have. They're your friends. They're looking out for you. That's legitimately how I came to terms with what was happening and broke it off with my ex. Was I got talking about it with one of my friends from EVE Online. And he, in the span of, it was about a week, got me to realize what was happening and that it wasn't right. But in general, you'll be fine dating. So, I mean, most people are. It's a very rare occurrence. To have an experience like I had. Yeah, I know what you mean, Anissa. Though online friends can be just as valuable as in-person friends. Honestly, I feel like they're more valuable for situations like that, because you're less likely to think they're just trying to sabotage your relationship to have the person for themselves. Because they don't even know the other person. Ow. Which I think is why I took my online friend's advice so seriously, was... he didn't even know her. So... how could he even, you know... how could he be in any way be after her himself, if that makes any sense? MMOs are also good places to make friends. Much like I did. I'm too awkward to talk on Amino. Like, Robotic got me to join some Aminos, but I've just been too awkward to actually talk on them. And then she, in a fit of depression, deleted Amino, and thus is no longer a part of all these groups, and now I'm still there like, I don't know any of you people. Okay, it looks like there'll be room in this lobby, so I'll just keep going. There's 2 disconnects. I'll probably go until the half-hour mark, so about 20 more minutes of stream, just so everyone knows. Also, for those new here, we have a Discord. It's linked in the description of YouTube and the info on Twitch. So I see you, Twitch viewers. There's 2 of you, apparently. I know one of you is Code Mario, assumably. But the other one, I have no idea. Which means off of my restream chat, I'm assuming there's 4 people on YouTube. The Milkman! I hope that person likes Psychonauts, and it's a Psychonauts reference. I wish I could remember the G-Men lines. I would be saying them. I do remember, I am the Milkman, my milk is delicious. Psychonauts is a great game, by the way. It's very weird. Yeah, I kind of figured you were still there. See, the thing is, I'm not good at starting conversations. Ow. Like, I know one of the Aminos I joined. I actually joined on my own. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Amino. But at the same time, like, I'm too awkward to say anything, even though I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Ow. But the thing is, I always feel like I'm imposing. Like, it's weird. I'll be honest, part of that is probably my ex's fault. I used to be so much more, like, willing to, like, try and start conversations. But when you spend 5 months basically being told to shut up if you said anything that, you know, was even remotely out of line, you learn to stop starting conversations. Ow. You also learn to stop trying to join into conversations. See, here, I'm more comfortable talking because, in a way, you guys are mostly, you know, talking at me, and I'm just polite. I'm answering. I'm being polite. which I've always been too nice for my own good. I've legitimately been told that by teachers. I am too nice for my own good. Ow. I also, once again, I hate dragging out the conversation of it, but another bit of advice for any of you, if you have a friend who's in a relationship, and you notice that friend, for instance, losing a lot of weight really quickly, check on them. There's a good chance they're in an abusive relationship. For reference, in the 5 months or so I knew my ex, I was only actually dating her for 3 months. But everything she was doing to me started when I met her at the 5-month mark. In that time, I went from a little over 200 pounds to about 130. Yeah, what basically too nice for your own good means is that you're... Like, for instance, with my ex, I didn't see what she was doing to me was wrong because I was just being nice and polite. Even the things I knew was wrong, I still wouldn't stop because... well, that's rude. I also want to note my going from a little over 200 to 130-ish. I was like 6'2", which, you know, about 160-ish pounds is my healthy weight for being 6'2". I went from being overweight to significantly underweight. And I only had really like one teacher take notice that I was, you know, losing a lot of weight. I was very defensive over it because I didn't see I had been losing any weight. I'm usually really good at just estimating how much I weigh. And my estimates in my head hadn't changed. I still felt the same weight. Ow. Like, quite honestly, if I had continued dating her for much longer, there's a good chance I would have became outright anorexic. Because I just wasn't eating. I was not eating at all. Yeah, I know that feeling there, Oliver. It's one of the advantages of the internet, especially in a place like my stream. Someone starts making fun of you for something you said, I will probably just mute them because that's being rude, and I don't like when people are rude here. I've legitimately lost a viewer because I was defending other viewers from them being a jerk. Like... yeah, it just depends on the metabolism of the person. I would say, like, if you're not eating, like, one or at least, like, 2 meals a day, to try to eat more. Ow. Especially when you're younger, because that will seriously hurt your development. Like, I used to eat a lot when I was younger. Like, when I was, like, say around, like, 12, I ate, like, 3 large rounded meals a day. Because the size of the meal usually doesn't matter as much as the contents of it. Like the calorie count and vitamin count and such like that. If you're still meeting that, then you're probably good. Yeah, that's not good, Anissa. You should always try and eat at least something every day. Even if what you're eating is just, like, let's say a stack of, like, 4 cookies, still eat something. Give your body some calories. For quite a while, I got by on just a cup of tea a day, so... I usually also never ate breakfast. I just ate 3 meals after I got home from school. Like, I'd eat my quote-unquote supper as soon as I got home from school. That would be my first meal of the day. And then I would eat again at about 7 p.m. And then I'd eat again just before I went to bed. But I would also, throughout the day, like, especially when I was in high school, I would buy, like, a 2-liter of soda and be drinking that all day. So, like, I'm still getting calories. I'm still feeding my body something it wants. But I wasn't eating. I actually stopped drinking tea a while back because I basically cut caffeine out of my system. I was drinking way too much coffee. Like, to the point where I was drinking nearly 12 cups of coffee a day. And when I was drinking tea, I was drinking about twice that amount to match the caffeine. Because I'm a naturally tired person. So I would drink coffee so I'd feel more awake. I could also alternatively just exercise more, because that's what my body wants. I am very much the type of person that if I were to actually put effort into it, I could become very significantly fit. I'm just lazy. Ow. I won the genetic lottery. I mean, I still drink coffee occasionally. Like, lately, before night streams, I'll make a cup of coffee. Technically, it's 2 cups of coffee. Because it's a double-sized cup of coffee. And I'll drink that throughout the stream, but that's mostly because I'm just trying to keep myself awake. My sleep schedule got really messed up recently, and yeah. Bad things happened. Though, also, I feel like I need to ask, and if you're uncomfortable saying, Oliver, don't bother answering, whereabouts in the UK are you? Because my best friend lives in Manchester, so... I want to see if you're potentially his rival town. I forget which one that is, but he's big into football. Soccer for you, non-British. I know he was very surprised. My best friend was really surprised I could understand his accent. But I could. He does have a very thick accent. and not a lot of people could understand him, but I could. Left me translating a lot for him, because I met him playing EVE Online, which is an MMO that has voice comms out the wazoo, and yeah. Yeah, I know that, but I still need to clarify because, well, football for the rest of the world means something very different. I've actually annoyed quite a few people by calling it hand egg. Though also fun story about when I was in school. One of the other kids in the anime club, she was, was a girl. She was also very tough, big, and strong. She petitioned to have a rugby team set up for the school. And she was trying to find members for it. And this was like a mixed gender rugby team. Yes, we did have an anime club. I'll retell my story of how I ended up joining it in a bit after I finish telling this story. But during a Relay for Life, which is basically a 24-hour marathon that's done in, at the very least, Nova Scotia to raise funds for cancer research. I was taking part with the anime club, and so was she. And for like 3 hours, we ran passing the rugby ball back and forth. And she spent that entire time trying to convince me to join the rugby team. To no success. Because I had no real interest in joining, but apparently I was really good at passing that ball. Go ahead, person. Oh, that's the undercover. Okay. I don't think I could beat him if I don't have full ink. And yeah, also, I'll retell the story of how I joined the anime club. So I was kind of an edgelord of a kid. Like, I would walk alone a lot. I didn't have any friends. All of my friends had basically left me. Ow. For the Relay for Life, I went the full 24 hours, no sleeping, would jog, walk. I almost never stopped moving. Yes, my legs were basically dead after that. I had the advantage of I always biked to school, and it was like a 2.5 kilometer bike ride to school and from school. So I was pretty good at, and I would always ride at like the highest gear possible too. And this is up and down steep hills. The town I grew up in was a very hilly place. But yeah, basically, I was an edgelord. And I would just wander around the halls at lunch and recess, because I had nothing better to do. And one of the girls in the anime club, she was a decently big lady. Like, not big as in strong, big as in she was kind of fat. She noticed me walking around a lot, and thought to herself, that guy likes anime. So she one day, as I'm walking past the room the anime club was in, just basically jumped in front of me and knelt down a bit so she was looking up into my face, because I always kept my head down. I was trying to make myself as small as possible, basically. Very hard for someone 6'2" when everyone else wasn't anywhere near that tall yet, except for like one kid who was slightly taller than me. And she just went, "You like anime, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she grabbed me by the shirt and dragged me into the anime club room. And was just like, "You're part of the anime club now." I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm here now." And that's how I joined the anime club. They abducted me. Like, I look back on it, and I probably wouldn't have joined had that not happened. So, in a way, it was probably a good thing, because I did make a fair few friends there. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I'd honestly love to do a Relay for Life thing again. If I had a phone with a good enough connection, I would stream it. Like, I would do a 24-hour stream of me running the Relay for Life. She was also the one that convinced me to caramel dance for one of the bake sales, and I was doing it for 3 hours. For those who don't know what caramel dance is, look it up. It's an old anime meme, basically. Ow. Good job, Brush. Which, once again, that is something I would not suggest anyone ever do, because your hips will hate you for it. Ow. I should have just thrown a regular bomb, regular auto bomb. You know, I think it's taken nearly the entire stream, but I've finally gotten into a comfortable position at my little table here. I mean, that Code Mario, that is basically how it happens. Or what happened. I mean, she was also a very nice lady. I mean, it was very nice. I honestly think if I ran into her again, she'd probably even still remember me too, which is kind of an accomplishment. I'd know I'd remember her. Yeah, there was a robotics club at my school, and I was tempted to join it, but honestly, I was more tempted to join it just because there was a girl in it that I had a crush on. But I didn't because, well, I like robotics. I honestly, like, what I'd hear about it was that it was honestly very boring, and they didn't really do much. So where she was also in the anime club, I just stuck with that. Never actually talked with her. But yeah, that's gonna be the final match of the stream. I'm a little past where I wanted to stop. It's been like 3.5 hours. I'm surprised my voice isn't dead. But, for those new here, there is a Discord. It is linked down in the description of YouTube in the info on Twitch. On Twitch, you just click the jellyfish. It says, there's a sign that says Discord on it. Just click that, or tap that, or whatever. It'll take you to the Discord. I should be back streaming tomorrow. I can't guarantee it, but I'm 90% certain I will be. with all that said, thanks everyone for coming out and watching, and hopefully I'll see you here tomorrow for more streaming action. See you all then.